Hey Splashers, welcome to a special edition of Splash Talk, where today we're going to dive into Drake, Kendrick, and Cole. Are they the big three in the rap game? Who's the best rapper? I think it's... Let's dive into this video and we'll tell you who I think number one is, and she might have some opinions as well. This is Kiki Giovanni, my sister, and we're going to discuss how Drake, Future, Kendrick, all those guys intertwined, and J. Cole. So let's see where this discussion takes us. Drake began his career on a hit TV show called Degrassi, and from there his mixtape So Far Gone brought him into the spotlight with the hit single Best I Ever Had. Skyrocketing his career, labels were jumping at the chance to sign Drake, and ultimately Lil Wayne and Young Money got the deal done. The Take Care album won Drake his first Grammy and led him to immense success. He has the most number one hit records of the three artists. He is also versatile to switch between styles of music and is the artist who has the best pop appeal. J. Cole's music career started taking form when he dropped the mixtape To Come Up and he signed with Jay-Z's Roc Nation. His album Born Sinner pushed Cole into the conversation of one of the greatest artists and rappers of the modern era. His style of rap is very introspective, vivid storytelling, and he delivers bars that waste no words. Kendrick Lamar burst onto the scene with his debut album Section 80, which J. Cole produced his debut single, High Power. Dr. Dre signed him to Aftermath Interscope, where he released his Good Kid, Mad City album, displaying his authenticity, narrative-driven life experiences, and witty bar structure. Where did this beef start from? Do you know?
I don't know. For me, it seems to have come out of left field because it seems like everybody was cool. Drake and Future were really cool at one time. They had an album together. They've gone on tour. Kendrick, they just gave you your props on first-person shooter mode and said you were part of the big three. Now, why all of a sudden are you saying F the big three? It's just big me. Like, where's this coming from?
Well, him and J. Cole, I'm not sure why he targeted Cole, because Cole and him actually started off working together because Cole was one of the first producers that he worked with when he got his discovery. So before he signed to Dr. Dre and started getting into music, J. Cole actually did multiple records for him. Mm-hmm. And as we just said, High Power was his lead single off his Section 80 CD or album. And from there, they went on to work on multiple songs, and they were supposed to do a project together, which ended up getting shelved. So that one's more of a mystery for me as to why this whole beef happened and what caused him to switch over to not liking J. Cole. But I would have to assume it's because of the affiliation with Drake.
Gotta be.
So going from there, let's get into how Drake and Kendrick got started. Kendrick Lamar, when he first was coming up, Drake actually took him on tour. So Drake put him on his tour, brought him out, shouted him out as his brother, referenced all his music, talked about how great of an artist he was, all of those good things. But maybe even a year or 2 years down the line, Kendrick kind of felt like Drake was kind of slighting him and, treating him like he was a little brother, even though Kendrick, had the good music. He was delivering bars and doing things similar to how Drake was moving. But as they went further along from like 2013 on, they kind of had this sneak dissing going on in records. So there's multiple records where you could hear lines that could be referenced towards Kendrick. You could hear lines referenced towards Drake. Kendrick Lamar's Control verse was the verse that popped off everything out in the public, to where he came at J. Cole, he came at Big Sean, he came at Drake, he said Andre 3000. He came and grabbed everyone that he respected as an artist and told them, like, I'm better than you. So from that time on, you kind of just see how the beef can transpire, what different, sides there are. And I feel like Kendrick's kind of not rocked with Drake for at least 10 years now.
Interesting, but I'm not that familiar with Kendrick as an artist, so let's just preface that before I get into my actual opinions of everybody. Mm-hmm. I've never listened to a single album. I only know the popular songs, and I just hear how he has these people who think he's this great lyricist. Okay, cool. But what I want to say is, you just said he will come out and then put all of these people's names in a song. From a marketing standpoint, that looks like, let me just go live my life, chill over here in the cut, and then when I need to get back in, let me name drop all of you guys. Like, it doesn't seem like it's authentic beef. These are the people who are hot. If I mention them in my song, now my name gets brought up in conversation with them, and then I can drop my own stuff that I've been sitting on for who knows how long.
You might have a little bit of a point there, but at the same time, he has never relented against Drake. He's hit Drake every time. Drake's gotten thrown into all his bars, and we'll show you guys a couple clips as well to where people reference the bars that Kendrick has thrown at Drake, and then the bars that people could see that Drake was throwing at him. So it's been a constant back and forth. So it's not been Kendrick just magically said, hey, Drake, now I'm coming for you. No. He's like, I've already been getting at you. I've been letting you know it's hot around here. We're kind of moving a certain way. And first person shooter has some digs in there.
It did, but J. Cole said we're the big three. So you
So,
don't
okay,
think
you
that
could
two
say-
artists talk? If you're putting a verse on my song, I'm Drake, and J. Cole, you're putting a verse on my song, I'm not going to listen to your verse and be like, oh, I don't agree that we're the big three because I don't mess with Kendrick. Like, wouldn't that be relayed before releasing a record?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Perfect example. Young Buck did a song back in the day called Stomp, and he put T.I. on there. T.I. went and did his verse, not knowing that Ludacris was getting on the song. And Ludacris went on there and straight dissed T.I., and the song came out like that.
But that's such a different time, and there's way more money and people on the line at this point in time. It's no way this could slip through the cracks with two big
I don't think it
artists like
slipped,
that.
but what I think is that when you rock with somebody in music, you still want to let them express themselves and not tell them how to do a song with you, unless you're just like, I really rock with this person. No, we're not putting that out.
Well, a reference with that was the Travis Scott Kanye thing. He got upset because Drake got on a Travis Scott record and said F Adidas. And at that time, you know, Travis and Kanye have the Kylie and the whole Kardashian thing. And he's like, why would you let Drake on this song and say F Adidas? It's Nike around here. And Travis basically stood his ground like, I'm not on either side. So.
But see, that's where every person has their choice as to what they want to do with their music, their talent, their things like that. And then, you know, whatever repercussions come are what comes to you. So if you care about this certain alliance with a certain person, especially Ye, you know he's going to be a person that's not going to be very forgiving. He's going to look at you like, all right, you said that, I'm not rocking with you no more.
Right.
You got to kind of pick your battles with who it is that you're dealing with. And certain artists, you know, they're not going to be, like J. Cole probably is not going to be as mad about you, you know, dissing a brand because he's still getting paid. But, you know, Ye live, sleep, breathe Adidas at the time until now he's not rocking with it, you know. But that's where it kind of comes down to perspective and using your judgment, because everybody knows they can do different things. They figure out how they want to do it.
In that situation, I will say for Travis, like, I love somebody who can be like, you know what, you have an issue with that person, but I don't.
Right.
So I don't have to take on your feelings about that person. So good job.
Yeah, and I'm curious too, because there's also this Twitter poster that people made to where they showed the different sides of who may be on whose team compared to Drake and Future. So from the poster, let's see what we had here. Looks like they have Metro Boomin, Kendrick Lamar, Rick Ross, Playboi Carti, Travis Scott, The Weeknd, A$AP Rocky, Pusha T, Kanye, Mike Dean, and Young Thug all on Future's side. And then on Drake's side, they have J. Cole, Yachty, Lil Yachty, 21 Savage, Sexy Red, Meek Mill, Nicki Minaj, Wayne, and then SZA. Out of those artists, who do you guys think really would choose sides? And also, who do you think would have the strongest team if they had to go song for song, if they had to put on a performance, or if they all decided to actually spit verses or do diss tracks against each other? What would you guys think? And what's your opinion on that?
First of all, just looking at this poster, I only recognize 3 people from Future side. Just on first glance. So let's just put that out there.
Wait a minute.
It was only 3 people that I recognized. The rest, I'm like, wait, oh, is that? So let's start with that. I feel like Drake has the more solid lineup. He has the better songs. They're just bigger, more overall developed artists on that side.
They're the mainstream guys.
Yeah.
But you have monster hit makers on the other side like Kanye, Playboi Carti.
I don't
Travis Scott.
understand some of these artists.
These
on
guys
that
are
side.
cult following.
Yeah, I'm not into
That's
the whole
three
cult
cult
thing.
following artists. Those three alone are going to dominate streams
Just
by
insane.
themselves.
Insane.
And we don't even have to listen to their records. It's going to go viral, platinum, triple platinum. They might
So
even
is
go
Yachty
whatever's the
not
highest.
in that same conversation as like
No,
cult?
he's not as strong as them. Yachty's got a following though. Yachty does have a good background of people that like him. But Playboy Carti, I don't ever hear his music anywhere that I go.
Never heard it.
I went to Rolling Loud. This man's show was packed to the freaking front, and all the kids were jumping up and down, and he stood in the dark the whole time and screamed. I didn't see him
That's
perform
the
a
image
lyric.
I get is like this very dark image.
That's it.
So
Dark stage, hooded figure, blacked out. You got like maybe one light in the background, and that man has a cult following.
hey, well, it works for him. But just because it's the lineup, I don't see all these people chiming in or picking sides. I want to say from Drake's side, obviously Drake's in it. J. Cole got thrown in it with a stray bullet. I don't feel like he deserves to be in the beef.
Cole actually dissed as well. Cole has some disses
and then
in there.
even Nicki, like I don't feel like Nicki will jump in it.
She may not jump in it, but they're saying that she liked both guys and she might go to Future is what some people are saying is that Future might get her alliance and she may end up being like, hey, I'm not going to diss anybody, but I might be like, this the homie over here. Or this the homie over here.
Can we figure out what exactly
is it label
is
loyalty
going on?
or is it going to be who she rocks with the heaviest? Who sees?
I don't know. But at the end of the day, all of these people want to get paid. Their motivation is to make money and develop their artistry. So it has to come down to what makes sense. Is clicking up with Future a better look for my career than clicking up with Drake and his side? People are going to have to, really figure that out.
I mean, it depends what your end goal is. Are you wanting to be the biggest artist ever, or are you wanting to just be consistently great?
But we've kind of even seen that with Kanye. I'm not totally familiar with everything, but when he goes on these rants, it seems very selfish. Like it's for him. So if you side with him and then all of a sudden he's blackballed, he's not going to come back and help you. Like you just ruined your own self by aligning with him when he jumped off the cliff. So it's like, let's not
That's
jump off
not
the
true
cliff.
because Playboy Carti, Travis Scott, and Ty Dolla $ign have all been big upped by Kanye. Kanye has pushed each one of them.
Is this Ty Dolla $ign thing new? Because I've never seen those two.
They've done songs in the past, but now they're really tapped in and aligned, so they must be the same kind of energy person, so they're doing a lot more stuff together. But
where's Pusha T?
Travis.
Where's
Pusha's
Pusha
always
T
going
in
to be
this
there.
whole thing?
Pusha doesn't want to be like that main guy, and Pusha's 40-something years old now.
What does that matter? So is Kanye. Drake
Difference
is
is
pushing 40.
Kanye
Like,
built
these are all 40.
the cult
Future's
following.
pushing 40.
Kanye built the cult following before he even got to that age. That's the thing. When he was doing the college dropout, he was a backpack rapper. He already built it. Pusha now trying to build a cult following is going to be hard. Travis has already said that he gives a lot of his success to Kanye because Kanye showed him how to be this person that's bigger than just an artist, that's a festival, carrier that can jump out into the crowd and everybody just go wild and bonkers. It's just pandemonium whenever Travis comes out, and he learned a lot of how to do that from Kanye. So yeah, Kanye might go a different direction. He might not always talk about the right things or say things in the right way, but he's genuine to the people that he rocks with. Now, sometimes,
I said,
I don't know why he keeps having issues with Drake, but,
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I'm a diehard Drake fan, so just to see this back and forth, oh, we're cool, okay, we're shaking hands, and then the next moment, you guys are not cool again. And just from listening to Drake's songs, it seems like Kanye flip-flopping or not being genuine from the start when he says, okay, let's squash our beef. It's like a look. Mm-hmm. And Drake even said in the song, he was like, it's all premeditated and all calculated, and that's what it seems like.
I mean, hey, everybody, like I said, everybody has a difference of opinions and how it rolls, but also Kanye probably has the least to gain from calling out Drake. He doesn't need the publicity anymore. He already does enough things that bring publicity with his wife, with the way that he talks about whatever politics, the way that he deals with his brand deals, the way that he talks about his baby mother and her family. He already knows how to stay relevant in the limelight. This man did a Super Bowl commercial, paid millions of dollars, and shot it on the iPhone and didn't even edit it crazy. He just put the video up, talked on the video, and he made $70 or $80 million.
But how much did he spend?
None, except for the commercial,
advertising.
$5 million. So
Okay.
everything else was profit. He spent nothing on paying anybody
Yeah,
to do the
he's
video.
very smart when it comes to that. But
It's a genius.
you said, would he need to gain anything from mentioning Drake? Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, Kanye's still a musician. He's still a rapper. He still wants to compete within that space. Yes. That's
So it's
the
an
number
ego
one guy.
thing.
Yes.
It's not
Yes.
what
And
he would
it's
gain
gotta
because
be
his
some
publicity is there.
It's a lot. I mean, when that whole Pusha T situation went down, I honestly feel like Drake not coming back with another diss track was literally just to save face for a lot of people. He knows some things that he should not know. He's done some things that we don't need to know about. So that's the only reason why he conceded on that, is because it was about to get really ugly. And he keeps alluding to that in more songs. So
all I gotta say,
that's
you see these fingers get pointed in the pictures, you know.
So I want to say, that Houston situation was like, look, that's gonna just open up a Pandora's box for a lot of people, and it's gonna go beyond music. So let's just keep it here and play it safe. That's what I think.
So how do you feel about Drake's response where he initially brushed off Kendrick and was just like, yeah, I don't know, he seems like he's trying to prove something or just come out and show that he has issues. And then later Drake, goes in on the language, 5 a.m. in Toronto. He has these different digs that could be, perceived as going at Kendrick.
And that's the thing. Like, I can't speak on the whole Kendrick thing. Like I said, I've not really got into his music.
You know all your Drake lyrics. Go back and listen to some
Drake
lyrics and hear what he's suddenly talking about somebody.
I would have gone at Kendrick. If he did, okay, all is fair in war. I get it.
Love and war.
Yes, I get it. So if that did happen, sure. But I feel like Drake and J. Cole is not a new thing. So when Kendrick said in his newest diss, like, oh, these dudes are clicking up, what's wrong with that? Is that not a smart move to involve other people?
I don't think he had the issue with them being together, working on music together, doing all those things. But the song is called First Person Shooter. So they're saying we're direct hitting you with a bullet. And then they're putting lyrics in there that sound like it could be geared towards Kendrick. So how would you take that? Like, oh, now we want to work together. We already said we're the big three, but now we want to hit you as the other big in this song that we're finally doing, and knowing that it's going to go number one because Drake is a number one, and it gave Cole his first number one.
So let's speak on that. We got to give Drake our flowers. Drake is a humble king, okay? Everybody tries to say, oh, he's clicking up with people.
We can't call him humble.
It benefits the people that he's clicking up with. He's not clicking up with anybody for clout. He is the clout giver. So let's just put that out there.
Yeah.
He is.
I
he
agree.
Will pull from below and pull you up with him. So
he does both, but I also do believe he is opportunistic with certain songs that he hears. Like if he hears this hot new song like Four Bats, he did the remix, which, I didn't feel like that was his best remixing work that I've heard. But he does try to big up people like, what's homeboy's name that did JB Block Boy, which, he tried to help him, gave him a single, and then Buddy couldn't carry it after that.
And he's very consistent with it. He did this back in the Fetty Wap days. He heard My Way from Fetty Wap. He hopped on that, shot it to the moon. He didn't
Migos,
have to do
Versace,
that.
It's a bunch of...
Put them on.
He's
he
definitely
put the
good.
City Girls on with that Kiki Do You Love Me record.
Yeah.
Like, Sexy Red. Now he's giving her all this clout.
So I agree. Drake tries to help people. He does things to, better up people, and then he also takes advantage of opportunities when it presents himself. I'm not mad at him. It's an artist.
He is dissing you, it's very slick, and he does it in just a very classy way. So it's hard to be mad at that.
Yeah, so if we look at Her Loss, it's a lot of bars in there that he was like, hey, it's going to take time for you to get these bars, but the people that these bars are for, they're going to know what this is.
You know right away.
So we'll break down like how he does that slickness. He's a witty disser. He's going to sneak diss you, but he's going to put it in a way to where you know that he's talking about you in the verse. More M's. Everybody's saying that's about Future. Whether or not it is, we'll have to look at some of the lyrics.
And I went back and I listened to it because that was not one of my favorite songs from that album.
Mm-hmm.
So I did go back and listen to it. I'm like, okay, but then there was just so much quietness after that. So if somebody's coming at you, that was your friend. So if I'm Future, like, wouldn't you respond to that right away? Why is it this long, drawn-out thing to where now we're just hearing about this beef.
If you kind of see it, both of them kind of kept their beef quiet. Neither one of them came out and like said, we're not rocking with each other. It just gradually just kind of separated and we didn't even know. Nobody knew they weren't rocking together. That's why it's such a big surprise now to see that he allowed Kendrick to come on there with a flamethrower.
But More M's was produced by Metro Boomin.
And that's before him and Metro fell out. So supposedly what happened is Drake smashed Metro Boomin's girl and then wrote in the song, oh, like, you're tripping over this girl, like, I hit her, so what? Like, you know what I mean? And then from there...
Wait, he smashed Metro's girl
Metro
and said
Boomin's
that on the
girl.
Metro beat?
No, I don't think it was on the song.
Okay.
But he put it in a verse basically saying, like, I smashed a chick, it's like, it is what it is, basically. And then also, with Future, supposedly they got into it over this chick named Diana that works at Booby Trap. And you'll see in the video, or like in the pictures, I'll show you guys in the picture where Drake is hugging, putting his arm around her, and he bought all the girls that he rocks with in Booby Trap Chanel bags. So then they all got these Chanel bags. And on Future's newest album with Metro Boomin, he actually just did a song called Princess Diana. So there's a lot of similarities that are popping out in this to make this kind of pop off the way it's popping off so far. And then the third thing that a lot of people are speculating, we don't know for sure, is that Future was mad about the 21 Savage collaboration album.
I could see that.
And the reason why they're saying that he was mad is because he felt like him and Drake already had their collaboration that's, you know, big, doing its numbers, all that thing. And then once, you know, him and Future kind of had this riff, now he wants to try and boost up another collaboration to kind of overshadow their collaboration.
Well, that collaboration was not it.
They had some,
Drake
stuff on there. Digital Dash, Jumpman.
Jumpman, yes.
They had multiple.
Diamonds
I got big rings. Like
big
what?
Rings.
You just named 4 or 5 that all was hitting. What you mean?
It just didn't do what it needed to do.
Point being is,
it was not like the
they
Jay-Z
both was
and
able
the
to perform
Kanye
that
link-up.
everywhere they
was
wanted
iconic.
to. Nobody can match that.
But we're shooting for
The
greatness.
production
So we're
there was
shooting
ridiculous
for
because you
greatness.
had multiple producers that were out the box. You had Hit Boy, you had Ye, you had freaking who else on there? I'm sure Mike Dean had something to do with it, but the production team on Ye's stuff is different. Ye goes and grabs the Mozart producers of everything to jump in and do some stuff.
True.
Every chance he gets. So with that project, you know it's going to be fire, and you have 2 artists that are very deliberate in the way they deliver their bars, their messages, the structure, everything, and try to think out of the box. So that's a different type album. But going back to the 21 Savage one, they were saying that Future felt like Drake just threw him on there because it's still mostly a Drake album. Drake has solo songs on there, and you know, Savage did about 40% of the album.
We're talking about Her Loss.
Yes, Her Loss. He did about 40% of the album, and then Drake took him on tour, boosting all this stuff up. And behind the scenes, things are shaky between the two of them. So now we're kind of seeing how this whole situation transpired.
Yeah, I feel like we still don't have enough information. The one thing I will say is that Future was very deliberate with this drop. Okay, I'm putting Kendrick on the song, Metro Boomin, and then they also said that The Weeknd is in the background. I don't know if it's of that song, but he's in the background of another song on the album. So they're like, The Weeknd is showing, yup, I'm not messing with Drake either. Everybody is saying that that's exactly what that's
Also,
showing.
they said Rick Ross unfollowed him, Nav unfollowed him, and then also, I don't know which I think John Morant. They said John Morant unfollowed them
First
as
of all,
well.
who is watching for this? How do y'all know? It's like, you're weird.
Because people go check people's follows once
Drake
stuff pops
got
off.
unfollowed, yeah.
And what's crazy too is so after Drake got unfollowed, he ended up making a post got unfollowed by Nav. He made a post using Nav's song lyrics talking about something taking a trip in Turks and Caicos. So he's like in Turks, and he used that and had the post of him like walking across the stage.
I was like, this is not
That's
a
in
big
reference
bar,
to Nav.
but I didn't know what it was.
He used Nav's bar against him like, all right, you want to switch up? Hey, I got something for you. That's King Petty. Drake's definitely the king of petty. What do you guys think? Do you feel like one side is more right than the other? Do you feel like what can be the real cause and root of Future and Drake going from being like almost brothers, doing songs together consistently, collaborating on more than, they probably got like 25 records together, to just all of a sudden just have this like break that no one saw coming.
Yeah, I mean, people were very confused when Her Loss dropped. They're like, "There's no Future song on here."
Yeah, I
it was
was
very
expecting
surprising
it.
because he always has a song with Future and vice versa. So when that didn't happen, it seemed a little weird. But
Right.
I don't know. You didn't think it was going to go to this extreme.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's just wild to me is that, you know, I'm curious to see if Future's going to actually get into diss records because so far, the ones that have proven they'll actually diss is Drake and Kendrick. And then J. Cole, we know he can do it, and he's mentioned names like he had a little bit with Youngboy NBA. He did a little bit of that. And, you know, he's kind of like subtly jabbed people, but his bars are amazing when it comes to jabbing. So from there, I'll be curious to see how many are going to actually get in and do a whole diss track about the other person. Future, I haven't really known him to do that, so I'd be curious to see if he gets out and just releases a diss track at Drake or Cole or whoever it is that he really has beef with. So we'll kind of have to be on the hot seat waiting to see who comes first. Who do you guys think is going to be the first to respond to all of the accusations and the beefs? Is it going to be Kendrick coming back out? Is it going to be Drake? J. Cole? Or will Future surprise us and drop a diss track first?
I'd be the first to say I don't think it's going to be Drake or J. Cole. I just don't see it. They're on tour. They're making money every night. Like, why?
Well, Cole has an album coming.
He does. So this definitely helps his album. But dropping a diss song, I don't know.
And I feel like Kendrick might pull a Beyonce and drop an album overnight and just bust
like
everybody in the head.
I feel like that. I do. I feel like this is definitely the lead up into whatever Kendrick's going to drop.
Oh, and the surprise, too, is Eminem has an album coming, too. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if Eminem will get in on Kendrick's side or if he's going to stay neutral in this because that would be crazy.
Yeah, let's stay neutral. Stay neutral. We don't
then
need
we
to
gotta
add
put,
anybody else.
It would have to be Eminem and Lil Wayne going at it. And then it would have to be Kendrick and Drake going at it.
And if this all is stemming from a female, then we're really doing
I really hope it's not that crazy that they're going like this. But we got two of the thought guys going bar for bar because Drake and Future both like to knock down bad ones. So they constantly attend the strip club.
Yeah.
Go to dinner with chicks. Fly females out.
Drake said he should get an office in the back of Booby Trap because he's there so often.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, I mean, that's their whole life. So it's more than just like, oh, it's a chick. It's the style of life they live. So who knows? But J. Cole's involvement is more nuanced. We don't really know how he kind of got tied in so much because he's been a collaborator with both artists, Kendrick and Drake, and he's also been a competitor against both of them. His track False Prophets was speculated to have references about both rappers, though majority of the song was geared towards Kanye. So we don't know, but like I said, Cole is very smart and calculated as well. So each one of these artists know how to hide the real meaning of their songs, the words they put in there. And we're back. So they're saying this chick named Diana that works at Booby Trap was the reason why Future and OVO, Free Band Gang, broke up. And she looks like all the other ones that they've ever dated or been around.
Mm-hmm. Looks very similar.
You guys let us know what you think about this chick when I show you the picture. But I can only imagine that can't be the only reason why these guys have fell out.
And it better not be. Especially if neither one is claiming this girl. Why?
Somebody better have a kid by her then.
Something.
Also, so on Drake's Fear of Heights, he said this in reference to Future, supposedly. He might take you on trips and he might have some hits, but baby, not more than me. He might be at the trap and order some ones, but ain't throwing more than me.
Mm-hmm.
And the trap is Booby Trap.
Booby Trap.
Their favorite spot to go in Miami.
Yeah, Drake said he needs an office as often as he's in Booby Trap. I don't get that obsession of throwing money. I get it. Strippers are entertaining. Okay, but that can't
To an extent.
You're right, exactly. But
like once in a blue, but I don't know about every weekend or multiple times a year, all the time.
Definitely
whatever.
Entertaining. I like it, but I don't know if I'd be in there every day.
Yeah, and supposedly the Wave Check posted The booby trap shorty's got Drake and Future going at it. And then the girl who's one of the strippers, her name is Latina K. Creamer. And she said, Drake and Future are beefing over Amber. So I'm assuming that's Diana's stripper name from the trap. You know how many of us in there eat D.I.? Be for real, she has a man as well. So basically saying that she's a thought and has a man. And saying, like, why would y'all beef over this female?
Over that, yeah. So hopefully not. And then I saw a tweet where Metro Boomin recently said that it's not over a girl. You guys are making stuff up. So hopefully it's deeper than that.
It sounds like it's deeper than rap. And then also Drake's More M's verse, they're also saying that verse was about Future. So in the first half of the verse, Drake says, what happened to that NIG claiming OVO, we traded him. And if you know, Future was FBG OVO. He also had an owl chain. And he would wear the owl sweaters.
Okay, so he got traded.
Also, another one in the Drake and Savage More M's part. F it, let me kick it basic. Ends ain't got love for the boys, so they fake it. Crack a couple jokes to some bees on some snake stuff.
That could be anybody.
And then Future reference, he said, just a sad hoe running through the crew type-ish. Bunch of rich hoes got confused type-ish. Saying that they...
Go back and forth?
Yep.
Yeah.
They're confused who's what. Because, oh, this one's paying today. Oh, he flying us in. This one's taking us over here. So they kind of like... The loyalties just bouncing all over the place. And then he said, she F me, ran her mouth because I'm the boss type-ish.
Okay.
Well, and then he also said, but if I send a verse to their ass, then they'll take it. Shoot a video arm around me like we aces. Or pop out at my shows, jump around with me on stages.
Definitely jumping
And
around.
then he referenced
I've seen them jump
Future
around.
has the song Wait For You with Drake and Tim's. Future has I'm on one with Drake and just Drake. And then he's also on stage with Drake.
And those are some of Future's biggest songs with Drake features. So.
Then the verse ends like this. Probably why these hoes love to shower me with praises. Might have effed a rapper, girl, but you ain't effed Drake yet. And then he also said, in the song, that's What Would Pluto Do? And anybody that knows what Future's name is, he goes by Pluto. And this whole time we thought he was paying homage to Future, and now sounds like he was actually coming at his neck. So Future might have been the only one that knew that he was getting dissed at the time, and everybody else thought he was getting flowers.
Which is weird, because I was like, why is Future not on this album? And then I saw that song, I was like, oh, Future's on it, but he's not.
Nope, and it said, what would Pluto do? He'd F the hoe, so I did it.
Oh, so he's basically saying, this is what you would have done to me, so I did it to you. Okay.
Tit for a tat. And then on Future's We Don't Trust You, he said, sneak this and I don't understand, dog. Pillow talking, acting like a fed, dog. I don't need another fake friend, dog. Can't be about a hoe because we sharing, dog. In your feelings in, why you playing, dog? So he's saying that Drake's in his feelings. Kiki, do you love me?
Well, he is a
or
more
Diana,
sensitive guy,
do you
for
love
sure.
me? Well.
But, yeah. I mean, shouldn't they know
Who's
that?
Ray J in this situation? Who hit it first? That's what I want to know. Did Drake hit first or did Future hit first?
And should there be a loyalty to either one? When you meet somebody in that profession.
So, here's where I stand on that. If you know she's for the squad or for any nice-looking man with some money, then I don't care. But if it's somebody that's, different line of work, they're not on this same type of tip, then I'm going to feel some type of way, especially if you know and you're my boy and I've been talking to you about the situation. And now all of a sudden you knocking down the same girl as me. Yeah, nah, we ain't going for that. Who do you think is the best artist and who's the best rapper in this situation? Out of the big three, who would you choose for those categories?
Best artist, Drake. Overall, he can touch any genre. I also think he raps well, too. But I like
Okay.
J. Cole's bars and his rap style. So he would be best rapper, Drake best artist.
Okay. So I would agree with the best artist being Drake as well because he's able to do all kinds of genres and he's very good at making sure that his songs chart. He knows what to get on the chart. It's not always my absolute favorite, but if I go on my Spotify, we'll do this.
Got some
Let's see
Drake
how many
songs.
Drake songs I have. And I'm not even like Drake down, but let's see. I have 72 Drake songs. So that lets you know
That's a
that I
lot.
like the songs that this man makes. 72 Drake songs, okay, guys? That's crazy. Now, as far as the best rapper to me, I gotta go Kendrick because I feel like Kendrick does it with the most passion. His lyrics hit hard. He's very relatable. He's a storyteller, and he just delivers bars that make you think. And he's very conscientious with his rap. He does things political, unfair situations. He does it about, poverty, different things like that. He does it about war, struggles, all of that good stuff. And J. Cole is very, very close to him when it comes to being a lyricist and a rapper. But I give Kendrick that slight edge because I just feel like I relate more to how he moves, and I really feel like a spiritual type connection when he delivers his bars and his tracks. But man, does Cole have some good stuff. The off season, that was the best work for me from Cole because he delivered with the best beats. He had excellent lyrics and he rapped with aggression. That was the one area where I always felt like he lacked was his aggression and his beats selection. So once he updated that, I was like, all right, okay, this is the Cole I've been asking for years. And then, like I said, Drake is just a good overall artist. Now, if it comes to performing, I got to go Kendrick first because his live show made me feel something. His show is just great. You're going to enjoy it from front to back. It's a whole movement. And then I would have to go J. Cole, especially when he did the off-season tour, brought out the flaming backboard, went up. J. Cole went in. Those two, performance-wise, excellent. They sound exactly like the records. Nothing's changed. Drake, very good performer as well, rapping. When it comes to his singing, I got a little discrepancy there because that singing is kind of flat, but I do enjoy his show overall. I just wish he would get some vocal lessons to be able to strengthen his singing or increase the auto-tune, one or the other.
I've only seen Drake perform, but I heard J. Cole's really good. I've heard really good things about him, so I would want to check him out.
Okay. So how do you feel that this beef has fueled the competition in the industry, and what do you think is going to happen from here? Like, how will this affect the rap and music industry?
Yeah, so I think that it's going to obviously bring views to them. So for everybody's projects that are coming out or are already out, increase traffic. So this is a great time for somebody to drop something new, a product, anything. Like, this is prime time for that. But I kind of feel like this is a ploy. Like, is it real? Why did it take so long for it to show up? Their album, with all these diss references, dropped like a year, 2 years ago. Future's just now responding. It's just now coming to light. Like, I don't know. Timing of it's weird.
Yeah.
I'll say that. But I don't think that it's going to just make everybody start dissing each other and all these sides going against each other. I don't think that's the smart thing to do. Just let these guys handle it and then everybody go back to normal.
Well, with this situation overall, I feel like battling is a big part of hip-hop and rap in its core. So having artists that are the top artists in their game going at it, as long as it stays on wax, they stay, with tracks, I think it's going to be great for competition. It's going to make other people do better on their records. It's going to possibly put more hit songs on the radio from these guys as well. And you may see some collaborations that are sneaky disses, but not really disses. So people are going to jump on tracks with their favorite guys that they want to side up with. So overall, I see it being healthy for hip-hop, and these guys are going to show out. Hopefully we get responses soon from Drake or Cole.
I don't know. I don't think he's going to respond. Or if he does, it's going to be another slick bar that we have to catch on to. It's not going to be anything direct, I don't think. J. Cole might, since he has that album that we know is coming out soon. He might go back in the studio like, okay,
Let's
Let me
see.
address this.
I'm ready. I'm ready for the summer. I was already talking about how summer. I was like, man, I didn't know who was going to carry summer, but now I'm almost guaranteeing Drake's going to come with some record for summer.
Yeah.
J. Cole's delivering an album, so he should possibly have a summer banger on there. And then Kendrick, we know he's going to come through with some type of heat seeker. So everybody should be able to come through with some good records for all of the fans. What do you guys think? Who was the best artist of the three? Why do you believe that? Tell us in the comments. I would love to see the discourse, possibly agree with you guys, possibly disagree with you guys, and have some fun with it, see who's actually the artist that everybody likes the most.
Drake.
So with J. Cole and Kendrick's beef, that one is more of a deeper level type of beef because it seems like they never really had a big falling out. Overall, they're both extremely talented. They both delivered great projects, but it just so happened that the timelines of their projects kind of lined up quite a bit. Mm-hmm. So when J. Cole would drop a project in a year, Kendrick had a project in the year. If Kendrick dropped a project in that year, Cole, vice versa. Overall, they both would get their kudos, their credits, or things like that, but there were multiple years where Cole dropped the album and Kendrick won the Grammy for it, so then he kind of, possibly felt slighted as far as Kendrick winning the Grammys over and over each time that he's delivering a classic project as well. And then also, it was just different accolades just weren't lining up for him the way that he thought they would. And there was also one of the records that they were on together where Cole said that he's the king, the god. He's had these different references as far as how his rap skills are. But he only gave Kendrick a hook. He didn't actually give Kendrick a verse in that. So people felt like, okay, maybe that was some type of slight in there. And then also in 2018 on Young Jeezy's project, he had both of them on the song, and he didn't tell each one of them that they were on the song. So one person was on, and then the next person jumped on. And Kendrick happened to be the first artist on there, so he was on some more melodic, singy type stuff. And then J. Cole jumps on, and he's on a more aggressive, more like passionate rapping style.
So was it even a good song? Did it match?
I got to go back and listen because I haven't listened in a while. But yeah, overall, it seems like theirs is more a competition type of thing versus having a direct beef over some action that happened to where, Cole feels like he's the better artist. And Kendrick's
same with Drake. I'm like, what's the direct Drake and Kendrick beef? Or is it the same thing? Just kind of who's better than the other?
No, so with theirs, like Kendrick went on tour with Drake when he first was getting started. Like Drake brought him out, brought him on tour, started helping him, get on or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then from there, Drake kind of like thought he was bigger than Kendrick and he was acting different towards him in the next couple years. So then that's when Kendrick kind of felt like, all right, you want to, be this big guy versus like, we were rocking as boys. So potentially that's how that switched up. And then from there, they just kept, sneak dissing each other. And I feel like Kendrick just never forgave him for whatever it was he was mad about. So then each time, Drake throws something back, he'd throw something back, and they just kept building it up till now we're in 2024 with this. But overall, I enjoy the music from all three artists. I'm happy to see that they're all coming out with music and that they're delivering the bars that we want to hear. They're delivering the songs that we want, things like that. So this should be a fun year. Thanks, guys, for watching. This is Splash Talk, and I'm K Good.
I'm Kiki Giovanni.
And we'll catch you guys on the next one.